Alright everybody, welcome back to the Survivalist Part 8. First off, I want to thank everybody for being super patient with me because this series does take a lot of time to make. And since I do already play like 5 hours of DayZ on an average day, getting an extra few hours of time to spend specifically on the Survivalist series can be challenging. But anyways guys, we are back and we are still in Prude. Just kind of like take a look at our inventory. And we still have a lot of cow steak that we need to cook up. We have a couple rabbit snares, which I hope that we're going to be able to get to use sometime today. And we still also have a pumpkin seed patch, or a pumpkin seed packet, which should be pretty good. We also still have our radio, which I don't really know what we're going to be doing with that yet. Let me just make sure that we have our cooking pot. We got a pile of guts in the cooking pot, but we're going to take that out. And yeah, so basically, we're still sort of in our nomadic approach. However, during the live stream, I actually asked the community to help me out a little bit. Since a lot of people play on, well, I'm just going to tell you guys the server. You know, I'm going to tell you guys the server because since I don't do this on like live, then I feel like I don't have to really worry about getting stream sniped. You know, it's something that if you stream, it's something you have to worry about, but if you make videos offline, it's not a big deal. And I just want to, like, for transparency, I'm going to just make it clear that I am playing on the Colony, which is a first and third organic roleplay server, just like DayZ Underground. So you can come on here. There's no specific rules about KOS to my knowledge, but roleplay and interactions is encouraged, which is good for our type of play style. So anyways, like I was saying, because I was having so many problems finding barrels, I actually asked the community if I could set up and basically borrow a barrel to use a little bit for the rest of this series. And to my surprise, there are a few people who are doing a survivalist playthrough similar to ours that have actually found barrels. Now I'm going to be going over and checking one out. I'm not going to showcase its location on this video for privacy reasons because the guy kind of gladly gave his location away and said, hey, if you want to go and tan leathers, go for it. Here's the location of the barrel. And there was actually 3 people who actually offered to allow me to use their barrel stash specifically for tanning leathers. Now, obviously, I would love to be able to find our own, but I don't want to be running through the North Woods over and over and over and over again for like 10 hours and not find anything. It can be very difficult to find barrels on private hives. So in order for things to get sped up and for us to start knocking off some objectives, I'm going to start to head over that way. And we're also going to be cooking some meat. I just didn't really want to cook any food in that, I guess, grouping of trees. It's a really common grouping of trees, so we're going to move up a little bit. We're going to cook a lot of this steak and see where that leads us until our propane runs out. So also I want to talk about the hunting backpack. So there were a few people that were disappointed that I took the hunting backpack. And the only reason why I feel like I'm going to justify it now compared to earlier in this series is because I need to be able to take pelts. And pelts are big. Some take up 6 slots, some take up 8 slots. They are very massive. And since I don't have a barrel stash or camping tent set up to store my supplies without it getting griefed, then I need to take this bigger backpack option for now. But I do plan on using the leather backpack, the craftable leather pack, like very soon. So it will be one of the first items that I craft for the series. Alright, well, I think to get things going, we need to cook up some food for our journey here because we gotta go a pretty big distance. It's kind of in the far northeast, and that's gonna be kind of fun to kind of get going in that direction. We haven't been in the super far northeast yet, so it would be nice to kind of check out that area of the map. I am a little we're going to be a little cautious because obviously the more northeast you go and the more east you go, the more likely you're going to be running into people, and it is full. We are rolling on a full server right now, so there are 60 other players, and we need to be very careful because I also asked, what are players like on the Colony? Well, a lot like DayZ Underground. And if you guys watch my live streams, then you'll know that that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you run into. including myself. I kill a lot of players on DayZ Underground. I don't think that's a secret. So we just got to position ourselves in a very non-hostile way, and hopefully we won't get randomly shot and killed. I think we're gonna, unfortunately, guys, and I think people are gonna take issue with this, but we're gonna have to be very submissive in order to survive. Basically telling people, hey, listen, we are a hunter, we are a farmer. Here are my supplies. Please just take everything you need. If everything is what you need, then take everything, just so we can continue surviving. Going after somebody with a gun when I have a bow is going to be the last possible option. The last possible option. There's also some more news while we're cooking this cow steak. We're just going to kind of talk about a lot of different things here. I know where to get crossbow bolts, and I'm very excited to say that. However, it's going to be very difficult to get them. They spawn in lemonade stands at military camps. So North Tents at the Northwest Airfield and the lemonade stands at Meshkino Military Base. Hopefully our propane's going to run out here soon, just a FYI, but that's alright. We'll go looking for more. I also got some insider information from a few of you survivalists out there on how the rabbit snares work. And basically you need to leave them. You have a 50% chance of snaring a rabbit if you put it down in a forest line, like putting it down in the forest, like here. And a 25% chance if you put the snares down on grass. You leave, I believe it is about anywhere between 200, 300 meters away plus for about 5 minutes. And then you come back and the snare will either be triggered or it will have a rabbit. So it'll be triggered with a rabbit or it'll be triggered without a rabbit. So they do still work. I know there are a few people in the comment section of last video who were telling me that they just flat out don't work. And they do. So we'll have to give that a try and test it out for ourselves. That did not take very long at all to cook all of that cow meat. That is insane. Gotta continue our journey to find this barrel. Wouldn't mind a leather, we need a leather sewing kit as well. There's a couple things that we do need. Taking my hat and my face mask off for a little while because I see my character's overheating a little bit. I'm also going to try to get drenched. I'm rapidly warming up. So the next creek that we see, we'll hang out there for a little bit. So I have some really great news, guys. Number one, we have a barrel that does not have holes poked in it. Alright, that's nearby. I'm not going to be showing the exact location on stream, but it's nearby and ready to go. And it's in a very decent position, so I'm not even going to really move it. I might move it out just for like displaying purposes for whenever we are going to be tanning leathers. But for now, I don't think I'm going to be doing much. So I think I'm going to be moving a little bit towards one of these northeastern villages. Kind of set up shop a little bit and then do some rabbit snare trapping and also look for some more wires. And I guess it would be a good time to sit down and eat. There's a lot of really great pine trees that would also make some nice tent stashes in this area as well, and I might consider doing that. In fact, I will consider doing some tent stashes. Just for things I have to do. So you support as well. So we can energize the first time. I also mentioned. Alright. There we go, guys. Hydrated, bright green, energized, bright green. I say this is probably the first time in this series that we can safely say that we're both bright green hydrated and bright green energized. We need to find ourselves some leather sewing kits and also some garden lime for tanning. And that's what we're gonna be doing right now. So we're gonna be searching for those pieces of equipment. The only problem is we're kind of near some really popular areas. So I'm gonna try to avoid player contact if possible, because we're so close. But I'm also gonna set up some rabbit snares too. So while we're going into this camp, we're gonna set some rabbit snares in the woods, and hopefully we can actually catch some rabbits and tan the rabbit pelts. Because the rabbits actually have 2 pieces of leather each, which is really weird. I feel like that's a little bit too crazy for rabbits. I don't think anybody really wears rabbit skin to anything, but I could be wrong. But we're going to try to snare some rabbits, and if we can,
get some of our first pieces of leather and start storing them into the barrel. Let's set up these snares directly across from this cafe gate. We'll set up the snare. Set up the snare here. Alright. And we'll also set up a snare here. Absolutely no idea where it is. But we'll have to find it later. Let me see if I can get an eye on it. No, this one's kind of deep into the ground here. I think for the tanning process, though, I will be showing you guys the barrel. Okay, so step one, we have some garden lime, which is necessary for tanning leathers, which is awesome. Now, some more wire would be nice. I'm also going to cut up this burlap. I'm cutting up all the burlap that I've been finding because, who knows, I might actually make a ghillie suit down the road, just for fun. But there's a pretty bad bug with the ghillie suit. Oh, damn, look at that. Could have sworn that I heard somebody outside. There's a crossbow there, and a Mosin-Nagant. The crossbow I'm going to remember, because I think I'm going to take that eventually and stash it into the barrel. But the barrel is not really that close to my location right now. It is about a 15-minute walk from this town. So yeah. I got the strangest feeling that we are not alone right now. Hey, look at that. We're actually got the healthy status, too. Kind of a mouthful of status is hot, soaked, healthy, stuffed, hydrated, energized. The vehicle down the street on the road. I don't think it's drivable, though. I did not open these. Alright, let's take a look here. Did we snare a rabbit? Where is it? Hold on. No, this is not, this one, unfortunately, did not snare a rabbit. Don't really know what happens when you break down to the wooden stick. Maybe it consumes the wire. But let's just put this back in our inventory here. Oh, hey, look at that. There it is. We got one. We got ourselves a rabbit, guys. Look at that. Success! Hey, and the snare is still in good condition. How about that? Rabbit leg. Ah, that's what we want. We want the rabbit pelt. Any useless items I can drop here? Second bottle. We don't need that. I would love to make a fish trap, but it's not needed. Alright, awesome. Rabbit pelts. I think it's time for us. One sec here. I'm just gonna toss this for just a second. I think it's time for us to go get that other barrel, or at least see if that other barrel is there, because we're kind of getting to the point where I have so much loot that I would love to go and drop some stuff off nearby. And this is going to be our first pelt of the day. Okay, so this is some pretty insane news, but this barrel has been in this location. I'm not going to showcase exactly what location it is in to keep it secret, but this has been here for over a week with nothing in it. Like, so I'm sort of tempted of just leaving this barrel here because it's in such a good location. But I think there's also some good locations in other like spots that are closer to the tanning barrel. But I sort of have a mixed thought about that. So I feel like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this barrel and we're gonna take it closer towards my other one. Not like within like 1,000 meters away, because right now I am like a good 30 minutes from my actual tanning barrel. But this one, I hope if I can store it correctly, and there's a lot of really good locations where I can hide this thing. So we're gonna take it, and but I'm not gonna give away this location, because I feel like if shit really hits the fan, at least I know exactly where to keep my barrel for next time. So I'm gonna try my best to hide this location as well from you guys, in order to make sure that I keep it. So let's start moving towards the a new location where I can set up this green barrel and actually store some stuff and possibly even catch a couple more rabbits. Okay, I found a location that is suitable, that is reasonably close to my base location. I'm gonna keep the garden line on me, and we're gonna see if we can actually, you know what? Let's throw the garden lime in here, the rabbit pelts. This one, I honestly would be shocked if anybody found this. Again, it's inside of a pine tree. That's about as much as information as you guys are gonna get. We can actually keep these pile of guts for maybe another fishing rod or something like that too. It's interesting how rabbits are considered large game. Very, very weird on that subject, because it's really shouldn't be. I'm also so confident in this location that I'm going to be leaving my green barrel or my improvised knife, my trophy here. So, yeah. We can also leave, we can take the burlap strips with us. Not that big of a deal. I just want to leave some of this stuff with us. Our rabbit pelts. Not going to really tan any of the leathers until we get the leather sewing kit. I'm just going to start collecting the rabbit pelts. And once we get a big stockpile, we can tan a bunch at once. That's kind of my thought process here. We can also maybe cook some rabbit legs too, which would be kind of nice. And set up some more snares. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing right now. Well guys, I think I finally did it. I think I finally have a location that no one is going to be able to figure out. I've stored our tanning barrel. I've stored our storage barrel. And I think we are in the best position possible for the next part of the series. I want to give a big shout out to, you know exactly who you are. I'm not going to name your name specifically because you need to check your Twitch messages. And then after you check your Twitch messages, then I'll be able to name you in the next video, just because I feel like a little credit is due for giving me this barrel. I'm going to be, basically what I'm going to be doing is, like right now, it's a lot of work, but I think it's going to be worth it. I'm currently a couple 100 to 1,000 meters away from my barrel stash. And anything that I ever record is always going to be a good distance away. Whenever I want to show you guys the process of tanning leathers, I'm actually going to take that barrel, move it away, well away from my location, tan the leathers, and then bring it back to my save spot. Then that way, then you guys can kind of get a glimpse of the tanning process. But for my green barrel with the holes poked in it, I'm going to show you guys that barrel, but only when I'm at the location itself. So only when I'm actually doing the loot transaction, because all you can see is pine tree, and I feel like that's fine. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We were able to finally get the barrel that we so desperately needed. We were able to snare a rabbit successfully. And we were also able to get energized, hydrated, even the healthy status as well. So I think that's about it, man. So thank you guys so much for watching the Survivalist episode 8. If you are new to the YouTube channel, make sure that you hit that subscription button, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And also check out my daily live streams every single morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch.